Imagine the night sky as a beautiful painting you can never step closer to. No zoom, no hidden details, just dots. In this world, the story of space is a rumor. The universe is a secret that never reaches us. The skyline hums. The stars are faint behind city lights. Narrator speaks. Tonight we ask a simple, scary question. What if Galileo never looked up? What if telescopes were never invented? We do not meet distant worlds. We do not see galaxies. We walk under a ceiling that is much closer than it really is. Galileo's small tube of glass turned the night into a book we could read. Without it, the moon stays smooth to us. Jupiter never shows for dancing moons. Saturn never shows a ring. Venus never shows its phases. What a telescope does, it gathers light. Big glass or mirrors collect more light than our eyes. More light means more detail. Magnification is not the main trick, light is. Without this, distant things stay dim and flat. Types we never build: refractors, glass lenses, reflectors, mirrors, radio dishes that listen to space, space telescopes above the blur of air. In this world, none of them exist. The sky stays quiet to our tools. Our curiosity has nothing to hold. In Boston classrooms, kids draw only 6 true planets we can see by eye: Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, and Earth. Uranus is missing. Neptune is missing. Pluto is not even a debate. Comets and asteroids are rumors from old stories, not mapped families with names. No Uranus discovered by a telescope, no Neptune predicted by math, proved by a telescope, no Pluto found by scanning photos through a telescope. Without these, our model of the solar system is simple and wrong. We think the sky is complete because we cannot see what our eyes cannot catch. We make maps, but they stop too soon. In Los Angeles, there is no Mount Wilson Observatory to reveal that galaxies are far beyond the Milky Way. The city still spreads, but the idea of a vast universe does not spread with it. In Pasadena, Caltech never becomes a hub for giant mirrors and space optics. Engineering takes other paths. In Flagstaff, there is no Lowell Observatory to search the edges of the solar system. Northern Arizona nights lose one of their brightest reasons to be dark. In Chicago, the Adler Planetarium is a theater with fewer stories to tell. The seats take people on shorter trips. In New York, the Hayden Planetarium is a beautiful dome that cannot show you a universe expanding. No cosmic web, no deep field. The country still builds bridges, planes, and computers, but it does not build windows into the deep past. Science grows tall in many fields. It simply does not grow tall in the direction of the stars. Cosmic scale. Without telescopes, Edwin Hubble never measures that galaxies rush away from us. The idea that the universe expands stays unknown. The word galaxy stays a local word for cloudy fold of stars, not an island universe. Starlight as data. Spectroscopes on telescopes split light into rainbows that tell us what stars are made of. Without them, we guess. We think stars burn like candles longer than they really do. We missed the story of fusion for many years. Radio whispers in New Jersey. 2 engineers once heard a hiss from the sky and found the afterglow of the Big Bang. In a world without telescopes, radio astronomy is not a field. A hiss is noise, not a clue. The early universe stays silent to us. Exoplanets. No wobble measurements. No dimming dips. No small worlds in Goldilocks zones. We ask, are we alone? And we have only dreams as answers. Time itself. Telescopes help test ideas about gravity and light. Without them, we still learn, but slower. We do not bend our minds around space-time as early. We do not see gravity act on starlight. Our math is neat. Our proof is thin. Cameras and sensors. Telescopes pushed better glass, better mirrors, and later, better sensors, CCDs. Without that push, digital imaging improves slower. The cameras in our phones in Seattle and San Francisco are less sharp for years. Film holds on longer. Night photography lags. Satellites that see. Whether satellites still go up from Cape Canaveral, but their eyes are weaker and launched later. Hurricanes in the Gulf are tracked with less lead time. Forecasts for Houston are less precise. Models improve, but after more loss. GPS accuracy. We still build GPS. we still sync clocks. But we do not learn certain corrections as fast because we test fewer ideas with the sky. Early GPS is glitchy in Denver's mountains and the streets of Manhattan. It works. It just works worse for longer. Medical imaging and precision optics. The math and polish needed for giant mirrors. Spill into eye surgery and microscopes in our real world. Without telescopes, those spillovers are smaller. Operating rooms in Cleveland and research labs in San Diego? Get some tools later. America still reaches for space, for defense, and prestige. Rockets roar from Florida. Capsules splash down off California. But the story is different. No reason to go far. Without clear targets, no moons of Jupiter to study. No Saturn rings in detail. No Mars canyons seen up close. We fly fewer robotic scouts. We circle Earth more and land nowhere. Moonlight without meaning. We might still go to the moon for the flag and the test. But without a sky that has pulled on our hearts for centuries, the program fades faster. Apollo is a line, not a path, no pale blue dot. Without space telescopes, we never take that small, humble photo of Earth from far away. Our self-image is bigger than it should be. Our humility is smaller. Stories. In Los Angeles writers' rooms, science fiction shrinks. No galaxy-spanning sagas. More local adventures. Less awe, fewer questions that make kids stare out of windows at night. Education. In Austin and Atlanta, science class centers on the ground. Biology blooms. Geology is strong. Space is a chapter, not a year. Field trips to planetariums are pretty, but thin on discoveries. Faith and philosophy. Without data about a grand cosmos, debates are louder and less informed. Some think the universe is small and ordered. Some think it is big, but unknowable. Without new facts, no one moves much. Let's jump. It's the 1980s. An engineer in Palo Alto helps design a cheap, clean mirror. A teacher in Phoenix starts a nightclub for star watchers using handmade scopes. Small lab in Pasadena builds a sky tube that actually works. The first crisp, telescopic photo of the moon hits the front page in New York. People gasp. The surface looks scraped and young. A faint near Saturn moves in a way that does not fit. Uranus is outed at last. Neptune follows. Pluto is caught in a slow looping dance. In Chicago, a high school class sees the phases of Venus and cries, not because it is Venus, but because at last they can see. An amateur in Ohio sends the first clean image of a galaxy to a newspaper. The headline is simple: we are smaller than we thought. What took for centuries in our world takes one frantic decade in this one. America rushes to build big mirrors in Arizona and Hawaii. It sends a small telescope to orbit. New jobs bloom. New majors fill. New words enter homes. Galaxies multiply. We learn that we are in one of many islands. We map clusters and voids. The night redraws itself across every wall in every classroom. The universe expands. Redshifts are measured. The idea is now a curve on paper and a curve in minds. It creates new questions we are brave enough to ask. Exoplanets begin. Tiny dims in starlight write the first few names on a long list. Kids in Miami pick their favorites and argue at lunch. Big Bang whispers. A careful set of radio instruments on a New Jersey field finds that old hiss again. This time, we are ready to listen. We build radio dishes in New Mexico. The map of the first light goes on museum walls in Washington. Do you see what we learn about ourselves? Curiosity needs tools. Wonder is not enough. You can love the sky with your whole heart and still miss its truth without the right glass. Delay has a price. Forecasts get better. GPS sharpens. Medicine advances. But years were lost. Some storms hit harder. Some chances passed. Humility grows courage. When we finally see how big the universe is, we do not feel small in a bad way. We feel placed. Feel invited to learn more. Collaboration matters. The catch-up decade works because towns, schools, labs, and companies work together. Houston talks to Boulder. Boston talks to Tucson. People share parts, code, and pride. Closing scene, the same New York rooftop, the skyline is still loud, but now a small, clean telescope rests on a tripod. A child's eye meets the eyepiece. The narrator whispers, If Galileo never looked up, the universe would wait. It would not punish us. It would simply be patient. But our lives would be flatter, our tools duller, our stories short. He looks at the child, then at us. We got lucky. We live in a world where people decided to build windows. Keep opening them. Keep looking up. End credits. Quick facts for the curious. A telescope's superpower. It gathers light. Bigger aperture equals more light, equals more detail, and fainter objects seen. Why space telescopes? No air blur, clearer images, a wider range of light detected. Beyond visible light, radio, infrared, ultraviolet, X-reach shows a different layer of truth. Famous U.S. sites in our world: Mount Wilson, CA, Palomar, CA, Mauna Kea High, Very Large Array, NM, Lowell Observatory, AZ, Hayden Planetarium, NY, Adler Planetarium, IL U.S. Naval Observatory, DC. Everyday wins from telescopes. Better cameras, sharper sensors, improved weather forecasts, safer flights and ships, smarter maps, and a deeper sense of place. Tonight, if the sky is clear over your city, Boston, Dallas, Seattle, wherever you are, step outside. The universe has been patient. You don't have to be. Curiosity needs tools. Wonder's not enough. You can love the sky with your whole heart and still miss its truth without the right glass. Delay has a price. Forecasts get better. GPS sharpens. Medicine advances. But years were lost. Some storms hit harder. Some chances passed. Humility grows courage. When we finally see how big the universe is, we do not feel small in a bad way. We feel placed. We feel invited to learn more. Collaboration matters. The catch-up decade works because towns, schools, labs, and companies work together. Houston talks to Boulder. Boston talks to Tucson. People share parts, code, and pride. The skyline is still loud. But now, a small, clean telescope rests on a tripod. A child's eye meets the eyepiece. She laughs. The narrator whispers, "If Galileo never looked up, the universe would wait. It would not punish us. It would simply be patient. But our lives would be flatter, our tools duller, our stories short." He looks at the child, then at us. We got lucky. We live in a world where people decided to build windows. Keep opening them. Keep looking up.